Hello foodies, this is Juan from Eating with Carmen Food Tours, and today I'm here to talk about one of my favorite topics. When thinking about Mexico, one of the first things that come to mind is tequila, our most famous and beloved spirit. But however magnificent, it is not the only Mexican spirit. In recent years, Mezcal has been stepping on tequila's toes, gaining a lot of popularity not only inside of the country, but also around the world. However, there's a lot of confusion between tequila and mezcal. They have some similarities and some differences. And one of the most common questions I get asked by my foodie friends is, are tequila and mezcal the same thing? So, follow me on a journey that will remove this question from your head once and for all. The legend tells that Ejecatl Quetzalcoatl, the cosmic queen, paid a visit one night to the maiden Mayahuel in the sky, a beautiful tzitzimitli star sleeping next to her sisters and grandmother who watched over them. He spoke softly to her ear, as a wind does, whispering, and seduced her with his sweet words. The young Mayahuel, tired of her celestial paradise, agreed then to come down to earth, gliding on the wind's back. Quetzalcoatl and Mayahuel became one in love's embrace, and by doing so, they transformed into a tree with two branches. The tzitzimitl grandmother found her fugitive grandchild hidden inside the branch. Mad with rage, she tore the branch and fed it to her sisters. The splinters, leftovers from the feast, were the bones of Mayahuel, which Quetzalcoatl picked up and buried. From the divine bones, the maguey, or agave, was born from the earth, the body of the goddess Mayahuel, mother of the Sensontotochtin, or the 400 rabbits, who would provide sacred water in the arid plateau, moon source in the center of the earth's desolation. This is the legend of how this whole thing started, with the agave, or as we call it in Mexico, the maguey, a sacred plant that 10,000 years ago was one of the most essential elements, along with corn and nopal, in developing pre-Hispanic agriculture. From this plant, they used everything, from its pests to its nectar, using it as a source of food, fiber, shelter, fabric, and beverages such as the sweet aguamiel and the mythic pulque. The word mezcal comes from the Nahuatl word mexcali, which means cooked maguey, and was originally used to refer to the meal the Mexica would eat from the maguey 10,000 years ago. It was until the 16th century that the distillation process came to these lands with the Spanish and their copper stills they inherited from the Arabs. And so, mezcal wine, the first Mexican distilled spirit, was born. Once the maguey is mature enough, the jimador, with his coa, cuts down all the leaves from the plant, exposing its heart, known as la piña, because it looks like a pineapple. The piñas are then cooked in a traditional oven made in a hole in the ground, where the buried agaves will slowly cook with the smoke of wood and the leaves of the maguey, infusing the drink with this traditionally smoky flavor. After several hours or even days, the piñas are removed from the oven and then crushed, so they release all their juices to be fermented for days, and finally distilled, at least twice, so it can be enjoyed as a white mezcal. After that, the elixir can be stored in wooden barrels to rest and age, which will also add flavor and color as a result. The most commonly used type of maguey for mezcal is agave espadín. However, you can produce mezcal from many different types of maguey or even mixes known as ensembles. Over the course of history, new and different techniques have been developed to cook and process mezcal. Different types of ovens have been used and they give different results when it comes to taste. That means not every mezcal has a smoky flavor, although it's one of the most popular characteristics of this drink. Tequila, before being a drink, is a place in the Mexican state of Jalisco. The name Tequila comes from the Nahuatl word Tequilan, which means land of workers. It's an uneven territory with different reliefs full of diverse vegetation on the slopes of a volcano. This volcanic soil gave birth to a very special kind of maguey, Blue Tequilana agave. The people of these lands, in the year 1600, started using masonry ovens to cook the agaves for their mezcal with steam instead of smoke. These two particularities, the specific type of agave cooked this way, gave this particular mezcal wine a very unique flavor that set it apart from the rest and got rapidly known with the name of the place it came from, Tequila. In the 1940s, Mexican government recognized tequila and mezcal as different origin denominations, which means tequila or mezcal can only come from specific places with those denominations. That moment in history set these two brothers on different paths and gave origin to the original question that brought us here. Are tequila and mezcal the same? Well, in my professional foodie opinion, they kinda are, but not really. There are many mezcales, but there is only one tequila, the most exclusive and, if you ask me, exquisite mezcal. Now you know what to drink when you come to this beautiful country, and how to recognize Mayahuel's children, mezcal, tequila, sotol, and many other distillates from the same plant, each of them with their unique magic. I hope you try them all, and I hope you enjoy them more now that you've learned the traditions that gave birth to them. This is Juan from Eating with Carmen Food Tours, saying salud and buen provecho.